Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Darrell Intense. I'm Darrell, and this is my tent. Tonight I've got the Ozark Trail Instant Cot Tent. Love it because it actually goes up in about 41 seconds from the time I unzip. So this is a channel all about camping and cooking and family camping and backpacking and glamping and car camping and if it's cross country, let's do it. So welcome to Darrell Intense. Thanks for sticking around. I'm gonna put together the tent, and then I got a buddy Mike is with me, and we're gonna work on orange chicken tonight. That's the plan. I'll put the cot up, and then I'll show you what I got. Be right back. Okay, so this is it. This is the Ozark Trail cot tent. One person. That's Mike right there, putting up his Teton tent. We'll take a look at that. He's got a cot. The great thing about this, let me flip this for you. The great thing about this tent is actually that it has a cot that's part of it, and I love it. Yeah, so it's got a cot that's a part of it, and the whole thing goes up in like 41 seconds. I love it. About $100 on I think Walmart.com. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But it's a mosquito netting, and it's a rain fly, and the whole thing just goes up lickety split. It's just a one man deal, but not a crazy amount of space, but enough for one person. Couple pouches on either side, and that whole back end will unzip if you wanted to load gear and put gear in. And then if there is any condensation, obviously with the two doors, one on each side, you're going to open the doors a little bit to get some ventilation at night. But the other cool thing is that if there is any condensation, it slopes down to your feet. A clear, transparent window to watch the moon or the stars. And yeah, the one-person Ozark Trail cot tent. Love it. Okay, so this is my sleeping bag. It's a Wiggy's bag. Love the Wiggy's bag. It's rated for, it's actually two bags. It's a bag in a bag, and it's rated for minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I have zero intention of sleeping out in a tent if it's minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit. But you know what? If it dips down into the teens and I'm out, I'm not too concerned with my Wiggy's bag. I'm taking the outside bag off, and that the inside bag is rated for 20 below. Again, not too concerned about that tonight. The coldest I've been in it a couple of weeks ago, it got down to 17 degrees, and I was in this bag with the 65 below rating, and I was toasty warm, sweating through the night, as a matter of fact. So yeah, the Wiggy sleeping bag. I'm going to take the outer bag off and just use the inside bag. Okay, so I've got the bag in. Yes, the bag is in, and when I bought the Wiggy's bag, by the way, Wiggy's, Wiggy's, he's got a website and shows you all the great stuff. I mean, I'm not being paid for this. I bought this, but it's just great sleeping gear, and really great pricing as well. I bought a lot of higher end, more expensive stuff, but nothing as good as this Wiggy's bag. It's great, 20 below bag, and very reasonably priced. And when you buy it, you get the pillow, the insulated pillow with it as well. So there you go. Okay, so this is done. The tent's up. That's all there was to it. I mean, this was 5 minutes from the time I pulled it out of the bag to put the sleeping bag in it. So piece of cake. Love it. I'm gonna go over here and show you Mike's setup. This is the Teton. What is it? The Teton what? The Teton Sports. Remember. Oh, just Teton Sports. Sure. One man tent fits on top of the cot. Now it's made to do that. You see, you got the bars and the hooks that strap on the cot, and so the one man tent fits on top of there, and he's got about a 4-inch mattress that fits underneath the whole thing as well. So it's a great setup. Teton Sports They do have some good stuff. They've got a website you can find all their stuff. But just a one-man tent, one door. So obviously you just need to maneuver the terrain with where you want the door. But yeah, and a cot. You're probably 18 inches off the ground, and good setup. Teton Sports, one-man tent. There you go. Okay, so time to start dinner, and Mike brought his Camp Chef Expedition 3 burner. And tonight on the menu here at the Harry S. Truman State Park near Warsaw, Missouri, on the menu tonight is fried rice and orange chicken. I like it. So he's got a cast iron wok and a cast iron skillet, both with lids. And yeah, we'll be firing up the propane here shortly. Okay, so while Mike is starting the propane, we are here at Harry S. Truman State Park near Warsaw, Missouri. Beautiful state park here, and a great big Harry S. Truman Lake. We're in the basic campground down by the boat launch, but it's a beautiful evening. About 64 degrees right now on Thursday. What is it? March the 12th, 13th, 12th, maybe something like that. But yeah, it's just gorgeous out here. So, I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you being here for the very first ever Darrell Intense. And we're going to spend every Thursday night out somewhere in some kind of a camping arena. And I'll be showing you some of the gear that I use, at least that makes for a very pleasant experience. I was a Boy Scout years ago, an Eagle Scout, and I'll tell you, camping gear has just evolved tremendously since those days. So some of the things that make it just better for 2020. So we're getting ready to start the dinner, and I'm going to head back up, and just wanted to show you Harry S. Truman Lake here at the Harry S. Truman State Park near Warsaw, Missouri.
This is just cut up chicken thighs.
Right.
And it's in egg and some salt and pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just putting it into a mixture of flour and what's that other stuff?
So it's a mixture of egg and what all's in there?
Just salt and pepper, really.
Okay.
And so I put maybe a third of it in there, and we'll shake her up, get it coated with cornstarch and flour.
Great.
It's more cornstarch than flour. That actually helps. That cornstarch will help when we put the sauce in on top of it to thicken the sauce a little bit.
Great.
Okay. Peanut oil. Let's throw a little peanut oil in the wok. Okay.
Nice wok. Have you used this before?
I used it at home a couple nights ago, and that was the first time I've used it. It's a Lodge 14-inch wok.
No feet on it, just
Nope.
stovetop.
I've got a regular carbon steel wok that I like. The reason that I'm trying this cast iron wok is because the cast iron will keep it hot. Once we got it cooked, I put a lid on it, and that cast iron will keep your food hot while you're finishing the fried rice.
Great.
And not have to keep a flame on it.
Great.
Okay, we're gonna see what we can do about getting some fire. Turn that on a little bit. Then we got
Bang.
fire. Pull that down a little bit to about a medium. A little under medium.
You're going to want that to heat up, and then we Then we start the chicken. Okay, so the oil's been heating for what, maybe 3 minutes?
Yeah, it ought to be hot enough to cook.
Right.
Throw some of that in there. Not quite hot enough, but it'll be hot enough in about 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. You really want it all to sizzle once you throw it in.
Yeah.
So while that's going, he's gonna bread some more of the chicken. Tell me one more time. There's egg in there, and what
Really
other?
just egg and salt and pepper.
Egg and salt and pepper. Okay.
The sauce that goes in at the end, that's got an awful lot of flavor, full stuff in it.
And since Mike's the cook, he has the freedom to take liberties, and is adding onion and red pepper. What all are you adding into the
Green pepper and onion and red bell pepper. Yeah.
Great. And shortly we'll get started on the fried rice. The rice is pre-cooked, normally 24 hours. Isn't that right? You kind of want it to have had some time to
really, it just
cook
needs
once
to
up.
Get cold. If the rice is cold, you can fry it.
After it's been cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if I'm in a hurry at home for fried rice and I've just cooked the rice, I'll just take it and throw it in the freezer for about 15, 20 minutes. And then it's cold enough that it can be fried.
Great.
I probably could have done this in a half batch instead of a third, but
The main thing is just not have it swimming in oil. Is that the key?
well, a wok will really get hot from about here to the bottom,
Okay.
and up in here it's not so hot.
Sure. Okay, I'm with you.
So once we're throwing everything all back in together, of course, you stir it up and it all gets hot.
Right. And what you're at about a medium heat.
Yep.
On the burner. And the breading's sticking well to the meat. That's just a vegetable oil?
It's a peanut oil.
Peanut oil.
I like the flavor for Asian food that peanut oil gives it. About 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, you can see how the chicken's starting to brown up a little bit.
And it doesn't have to get all the way brown even.
And then you'll pull it out and let it drain.
Yep, I'll just drain it on this thing over here with a
Yeah, so you can see how the chicken's browned up. In there maybe for, what, 3 to 5 minutes-ish.
Yep.
Just long enough to brown up. Let it drain.
We'll test it here in a little while to make sure it's not going to kill either one of them.
Absolutely, and then he's going to do, that's a third of what he's cooking up, and then he'll cook up the other 2/3 as well. All right, taking out the last third of the chicken. And it browned up nicely. Gonna let that drain.
Throw some vegetables in there now.
Onion, red pepper,
And green pepper. Or,
green onion.
Green onion.
Yeah. Listen to that sing to you. Yep, you can smell it all working together.
Now, you got something in a wok and you want to cook a little bit more of something else, you kind of push it to the side and throw whatever you're going to throw into it in the middle. This is minced ginger and minced garlic.
Great.
It doesn't take that stuff long to get pretty fragrant. Now I've got some crushed red pepper. It only cooks for about 10 seconds before you throw the sauce in. So you really got to be ready with the sauce. The reason you don't want to cook the red pepper very long is because it burns real easily. And it'll also burn your nose.
There goes the red pepper.
3. It helps when you can mix it in with other stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is orange zest and soy sauce
And it smells great.
a little bit of other stuff.
A little bit of good.
It's got some cornstarch in it, which will thicken it up. But we got to let it cook a little bit. We're going to turn that up to about a medium.
So Mike had probably a couple of cups of flour, not more than a tablespoon of salt and pepper in the breading for the chicken.
Really all we're waiting for is the sauce to thicken, and then I'll throw all that chicken back in.
And then we'll do the rice.
Yep. Matter of fact, if you want to turn that burner on over there,
I'll do it. Okay, so we dropped a little bit of butter in the skillet, and now we're going to scramble a couple of eggs. And I don't have a tripod, so let's see what we can do here, just for fun. How about that? Look at that. What's wrong with that? All right, that's one. See if we can pop another one. Oh yeah, no eggshell.
you're all right.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. And now we want to. That's right. Thank you, brother. All right. We're going to scramble some rooster bullets. Look at that. All right, we're getting her scrambled. Now what?
Well, we're going to keep it out of there and put it in this bowl.
All right.
Go.
All right, we're going to scoop it out and put it in the bowl. All right, we got another couple of tablespoons of butter in here. We got the egg going over here. That's a well-seasoned skillet. Nothing sticks. It just all runs in there nicely. All right.
We're just going to throw some frozen peas and onions, and again some
Green
onions.
Great. Why not? Why wouldn't we? This is unbelievable weather for March, huh? March 12th. 64 degrees, sun's just now starting to go down. Beautiful day. They were calling for rain all day long. I brought a canopy, thinking that we may need to at least position it in such a way that we can get in and out of the tents without being soaked. The problem with a one-man tent is if it's raining and you are soaked when you get in the tent, everything in a one-man tent, sleeping bag and all, is soaked as well. But we're not going to need the canopy at all, so we're good. It's all good. All right, what else you got there, bro?
Okay, we're just gonna make sure that gets good and done first.
All right, great. You got all the chicken in the orange?
That's ready.
All right, look at that. What's wrong with that?
And
You can probably smell it through the camera.
What I like about the
Great.
cast iron is it keeps it hot. I've had the fire off on that for about 30, 40 seconds, and it's still bubbling.
Yeah, great. Yeah, and these guys are over here singing to us.
Okay, let's throw some more butter in that. Maybe another.
All right, gonna throw some more butter in. We're throwing in another tablespoon of butter and some pre-cooked rice that's cooled down nicely. That's kind of a necessity with fried rice, huh?
Yes. I'm gonna use a spatula that you used to cook the eggs out
Right.
with. You can just keep that
Right.
rice and
Stir it
stuff
around.
moving.
Deal.
Just so it doesn't stick to the pan.
Right. Great. You know, stirring this while holding the camera is quite a feat. This is my first ever YouTube, Mike. You're kind of a star. You're kind of setting the standard.
I've always been a star.
Yes, you have. Yeah, okay. All right. She's warming up. You can see it all simmering there on the side. That's a good sign.
Go ahead and throw that egg back in.
All right.
The only reason I pull the egg out is to keep it from getting too done.
Good call. Great. Egg goes back in. And we're just mixing all this good up. And honestly, you know, you get this fried rice with the onion and the peas and the egg. A little bit of spice powder. What kind of spice powder you got there,
This
bro?
is just crushed red pepper.
Crushed red pepper. Okay. Yeah, you get all that working together, and then you put the orange chicken with all of the different spices and things that are working together there. You're gonna wet your pants. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna wet your pants.
And soy sauce.
Yes. Great. Mike and I have been friends for probably, my gosh, 30 years. Okay, we've known each other for 30 years. We've been friends for probably 3 years. We're old Boy Scout buddies, and so camping and hiking and being outdoors has been something we've been doing a long time together. A little more soy. Well, you're watching all this come together. I wish you were here to to eat it with us, but I don't know if we have enough for you, frankly.
This is just a sesame seed oil. You don't really cook a lot with sesame seed oil. It's called a finishing oil. And you just want to put it on for some flavor.
And we're stirring that up.
Yep. You want to keep scraping the kind of middle of the pan. That'll help keep that from sticking so bad.
Yeah, it's seasoned well. It's going pretty good there. Yeah, this is one of the first voyages for Mike's Camp Chef Expedition 3X. I think we're close there, man.
I think so too. It's a little more liquidy than I like, but it'll be all right.
Yeah. That looks fantastic. That thickened up, beautiful. Just like what you'd want.
Low. We're gonna bring that back to a bubble.
What'd you put cornstarch in there to get that to thicken up?
There's a little bit of cornstarch in it. It's also got soy sauce, and it's got a little bit of sesame oil in it. It's got trying to remember what all I put in there. Just a touch of peanut oil.
If you want to know exactly what it's got in it, just get on YouTube. All right, we're turning the flame off on the fried rice. That looks fantastic.
Okay. Bowl for you, sir. If you want
Thank
to
you,
put
man.
some fried rice in that.
Absolutely.
Got two
Okay.
of those.
So we got a couple bowls here.
Go ahead.
Now
Want
we'll
me to do it?
I'll do it. Now we'll put a little orange chicken. Perfect.
That was probably enough sauce for 1.5 times that amount of chicken. But who doesn't love orange sauce?
Absolutely. What's not to love?
Okay.
We got ourselves a dinner. So we're going to taste this and see how it's working. And mix that up a little bit. Your thoughts? Just like you'd hope. All right, mixing it all up. And that's a bowl full of goodness right there. All right, we're gonna eat. We'll get back with you. This is fantastic, and it tastes as good as it looks, and it's got a great orange flavor, a little bit of spice. You can taste the red pepper and the sesame oil for sure. What is orange zest, Mike?
Well, to get orange zest, you take an orange and you zest it. Which means you take a zester or a very fine grater and you just take the very outside of the peel off. You don't want to, the white rind underneath, you just leave it. But you take off that, and the best flavor is if you can find an orange that's really pretty ripe, dark orange.
And that's the only orange that's even in this.
Yep.
Is just the rind, the zest. All right.
Some people will replace, there's about a 1/4 cup of water in the sauce, and some people will replace that with orange juice if they don't happen to have an orange to zest.
Okay.
But real zest makes it.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'm having a hard time filming and eating, so I'm going to stop filming. Hey, guys. Well, listen, it's starting to cool down a little bit. We've got fire, got some hot water boiling to make some coffee and or some hot chocolate for tonight. Getting ready to start a fire just to enjoy a little ambiance. And, you know, I mean, a couple of old Boy Scouts. I mean, we're going to rub two sticks together or something and see if we can, how quickly we can get a fire going. I got to tell you, I do like this. This is the power cap. Pretty slick little deal complete with the Missouri Camper Award. But what I like about it is it has lights, LED lights underneath. And where my thumb is, that's the power button. And you know what? In the middle of the night or at any point you need to get around, that works out pretty well. So we ready to start a fire?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So, you know what I did learn in scouting, a number of things. But I learned that if you got the right match, you can start a fire. Smells like fire. This is why we do this. Beautiful. All right. Okay, what's next on the agenda is we are pulling out the pie irons. Now, I'm going to show you what those are in a minute, but for the record, they are right now in the fire, warming up. I'm taking my blade. This is croissant sheets is what it is. And your kids are going to love this, trust me. So what you do is you take the croissant dough and you roll it out to fit inside the pie iron. And then we're going to take the cherry pie filling and we're going to put that in there. And it's not a bad little treat here. So you want to find the seam on the croissant. I've got the pie irons heating up right now inside the fire. This whole project works better if they're warmed up, if the pie iron's warmed up. So it's doing that, and I'm going to unroll this sheet, but I need two hands to do that. So I'll show you what that looks like when I get done. Okay, so you see what I did here? I rolled out the croissant dough after I cut it in half, and I severed it here, right? And then what I'm going to do is I've got the pie irons over here. I took them out of the fire. There's one, and I've just got some olive oil. You can use Pam, you can use any kind of cooking spray, and what you do is you're just going to spray that so that these things don't stick. And then after you spray it, right, then you come back here, you take the croissant dough. Hey, do you have I'm going to need like a spoon or a fork or something. Do you have something? Okay, I'm going to open the cherry pie filling and I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of cherry pie filling in there. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I did was I put the cherries, put about a tablespoon of cherry pie filling, and then I'm folding it over on top of itself, just like this. I'm going to kind of seam up the sides because that's where it will boil out if you don't be careful. And then what you do is you take it to the fire, right? And about 30 seconds on each side for 2 minutes. So I'm walking over to the fire. I'm going to show you how this works. Okay. Fire's starting to burn down. Got a good fire going. In fact, we can go right down here, right on the coals. About 30 seconds on each side for 2 minutes. That's all you do. You don't want to go longer than 30 seconds because it'll burn on you. But about 30 seconds on each side. And I mean, I'm not timing it, I'm not clocking it. But what I'll do is I'll pop it open. Look at that. Look at that son of a buck right there. It's almost done. It's almost done right there. Let's check out this side. Huh? Look at that son of a bun. Look at that. All there is to it. Now I am gonna, because I'm on the coals and because it was already warm, I put it in the fire to start. That's what made that work so well. Do you have a plate or something up here? We're going back up here. I'm trying to think how I'm going to serve this to you.
Got paper towels.
That'll work. Okay, now let me get my hands here and I'll show you what we do now. Okay, look at that. Now that's absolutely gorgeous. And as you know, there's cherry in there. And then here's the thing. Just when you think it's done, it's not done until you go with the whipped buttercream. Whipped buttercream, and the reason you want whipped is because it's more airy, and it will melt faster on that hot pastry. So let me. I'm using a spoon. Let me grab my hands, and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay. So what we're doing is we're taking that whipped icing, and you put that on there, and you let that melt on there. And you're gonna wet your pants. That's a fact. You're gonna wet your pants. So Michael, you made the orange, so I'm gonna let you have the first cherry turnover. How's that?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Look at that son of a buck. Now that's just flat. That's just flat. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That's just gorgeous. So then you take your whipped buttercream icing and you put that on there. And get ready for absolute deliciousness. Now, we've got a little bit of a problem because as you see, I couldn't get all of the icing off the spoon. So what we do there, really, it's not a problem as long as you do something about it. So, there you go. All right. So let me show you what we got. Okay. Huh? You kidding me? Wow. Pie irons. $10. Cast iron. Walmart. Amazon. All your favorite places. Cherry pie filling. Apple pie filling, peach pie filling. You take 1 tablespoon of cherry pie filling and 1 tablespoon of crushed pineapple, you got a party in your mouth. All right, the fire's still going. Mike's gonna stay with it. I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it a night. Heading to the bunk. Had a late night and an early morning, and so I'm heading to the bunk, and I'll talk to you once I climb in. Okay, guys, I'm in the bunk, ready to call it a night. It's been a great day. Had a lot going on, and setting the alarm just before sun comes up in the morning, and make a cup of coffee, and talk to you then. Let you know how the night went. Hope your evening goes well. Hey, good morning. I'm in my nice toasty sleeping bag. 38 degrees outside, not 38 degrees in here. Getting ready to get up, get around. It's about 7 o'clock, and I'm gonna make a pot of coffee and see if I can catch the big show with the sun coming up this morning. Catch you in a minute. Okay, so we got water boiling on the on the burner this morning, and you know what? I like these. I've found the easiest thing on a camping trip are these little Folgers coffee singles, and they function like a tea bag, and so you just kind of take the coffee bag out of the package, drop it in, and it just hangs over, and you pour over the water, and yeah, works pretty slick. Just keep the coffee bag in there as long as you want it for as strong as you want it. Voila. There you go. Nice cup of coffee. I got to get a tripod. That'll be next. That'll be for next week's video. Then I just let that sit in there till it's as steep as you want it. Well, so here we are. I got my cup of coffee in one hand, and I've got my camera in the other, and look at that. The sun, wow, that's spectacular. And you know, it happens every day. This happens every day. We just rarely see it. Busy, busy, busy. So when I'm camping, I like to grab a cup of coffee, grab my bag chair, grab my Bible, sit down, watch the sun come up, read some scriptures, and talk to the God who made it all. That's what I like to do. So there you go. That's Darrell outside the tent. But I want to thank you for joining me. We're going to wrap this up, and I want to thank Nick for planting this idea in my mind. Thanks to Steve Wallace up in Canada and Camping with Steve, who inspired this whole thing, and to my lovely bride who supports me in every crazy endeavor that I jump into. If you like this, if you want to join me, this is pretty much what we're going to do on a weekly basis. Every Thursday, I hope to get out in a tent of some form and do some kind of camping in some kind of a great location. The plan, actually, I was supposed to be in Florida next week, but that has all canceled due to the coronavirus. There you go. So not sure where I'm going to camp next Thursday night, but I'll camp somewhere and have some kind of a different kind of a tent and different menus and different camp cooking, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. Different techniques, different camping hacks, and different ways just to enjoy God's majestic creation. So if you like what you like what you see, like the video, if you want to join me from week to week, just click subscribe, and then right next to the subscribe button you'll see the bell, and right next to the bell just click the bell, and it will notify you every time that I post a new Darrell Intense. Any of the tents and things that I've suggested or made mention of this morning, I'll have in a link down below where you can check those out as well. So there you go. That's Darrell Intense, episode 1 in the books. Thanks for joining me. God bless.